Your brain has been lying to you about texting. It told you you're busy. It told you you'll respond later. It told you it's not a big deal. But every unread message is doing something to your brain, and it's not what you think. Psychologists call this avoidant communication behavior. And once you understand it, you'll finally see why you act the way you do with texts, messages, and notifications, your relationships, your anxiety, even your self image. All of it is influenced by this one psychological pattern. And if you don't notice it early, it quietly becomes a habit that controls your social life. But here's where it gets even worse. Most people think avoiding text makes them feel better. And for a moment, it does. That's why the cycle never stops. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't avoid texting back because you're rude or lazy. You avoid texting back because your brain associates messages with pressure, expectation, responsibility, emotional energy, the fear of saying the wrong thing. Psychology shows that your brain doesn't avoid communication. It avoids emotional demand. And a message isn't just a message, it's a request. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. The longer you avoid replying, the harder it becomes to reply at all. And this next part explains why "I'll answer later" almost never works. This happens because of anticipatory anxiety. Your brain sees a message and immediately runs simulations. What do they want? What if I don't know how to respond? What if this turns into a long conversation? What if I disappoint them? Your mind thinks, I'll deal with this later when I have more energy. But later never comes, because the anxiety doesn't disappear, it grows. Your brain does this to protect you from emotional overload. It says, not now, we're tired. So you swipe the notification away, and for a moment, you feel relief. That relief is important because it trains your brain. Every time you don't respond and feel calmer, your brain learns avoidance works. That's negative reinforcement. Your nervous system isn't stupid, it's efficient. It notices what reduces discomfort quickly, and texting feels small, but emotionally, it's not. Why texting feels heavier than it should? A text is open-ended. What emotional tone is required? How much energy it will take? Your brain hates uncertainty, so it delays. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much. And here's the mistake most people make. They think the solution is just reply faster. That's not it. The hidden fear under avoiding texts. Underneath text avoidance is usually one of three fears: fear of disappointing, fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of emotional obligation. Even casual messages feel loaded when you're overwhelmed. Your brain thinks, if I respond, I owe them something: time, energy, attention, consistency. So it stalls. Why this gets worse over time. At first, you delay replies by minutes, then hours, then days. Eventually, the silence itself becomes the problem. Now your brain adds a new fear. It's been too long. Now it's awkward. So the message sits there, unread. Or worse, read with no reply. And the longer it sits, the heavier it feels. If that resonates with you, good. Because here's the truth. You're not bad at communication. You're overwhelmed by expectation. No one talks about modern texting has no boundaries. There's no clear ending, no natural pause, no closing ritual. Conversation can restart at any time. Your nervous system never fully rests. So when someone texts you, your brain hears, be available. And availability costs energy, especially if you're already stretched thin. Why some people feel harder to text back? Notice this. You probably avoid replying more to people you care about. Close friends, family, people whose opinions matter. Why? Because the emotional stakes are higher. Your brain says, I need to get this right. So you wait for the perfect response, which doesn't exist. Perfectionism plays a role. Perfectionism doesn't always look ambitious. Sometimes it looks like silence. Your mind thinks, if I can't respond properly, I won't respond at all. So you delay. But perfectionism never relaxes on its own. It waits for you to challenge it. The social guilt loop. After a while, avoidance creates guilt. I should have replied. They probably think I don't care. I'm a bad friend. That guilt increases anxiety, which increases avoidance. Now, texting isn't just stressful, it's shame-filled. And shame freezes action. Why this affects your confidence. Every unanswered message becomes evidence in your head. I'm bad at keeping up. I ruin relationships. I can't manage simple things. Your self-image takes a hit. Not because you did something wrong, but because avoidance quietly erodes confidence. Shift towards solution. Here's the good news. This isn't a character flaw, it's a nervous system issue. And nervous systems can be retrained. If you want to break this cycle, start with this. Lower the emotional stakes of replying. Here's the mental trick that actually works. Stop treating texts like conversations. Treat them like check-ins. Practical step number 1, the low-energy reply. You don't need perfect wording, emotional depth, long explanations. You need acknowledgement. Examples: hey, I saw this. I'll respond properly later. Thinking of you. Today's a low-energy day, but I got your message. This tells your brain, I can respond without committing. Your brain fears being trapped. Short replies create exits. They prove, I can engage and disengage safely. That reduces anxiety, which increases consistency. Practical step number 2, time box responses. Instead of I'll reply later, say, I'll reply for 60 seconds. Not finish the conversation. Not solve everything. Just start. Action reduces anxiety faster than avoidance ever will. Practical step number 3, separate care from capacity. You can care about someone and still not have energy. These are not contradictions. Remind yourself, capacity changes, care doesn't. This removes guilt from communication. What to do about old unanswered messages. Send this. Hey, I went quiet for a bit. No pressure to reply. I just wanted to reconnect. No explanation, no apology essay. Most people understand more than you think. Rebuilding trust with others and yourself. Every small reply rebuilds trust. Not just with them, with yourself. You prove, I can handle this. And slowly texts stop feeling like threats. They become what they were meant to be. Connection, not obligation. Final truth. You don't avoid texting because you don't care. You avoid texting because you care. And you're tired. And tired brains choose relief over resolution. But relief is temporary. Confidence comes from action. If this video felt painfully accurate, it's because a lot of people struggle with this quietly. You're not broken. You're overloaded. Start smaller. Lower the stakes. Reply imperfectly. That's how connection comes back. One message at a time. This channel is about understanding why your brain does what it does and learning how to work with it, not against it. If that sounds helpful to you, consider subscribing. New videos break down everyday struggles using simple psychology, one stick figure at a time. Take care of yourself. You're doing better than you think.